Hello and welcome to the next episode of the series for this LEGO room and of course my life. Now this one's a big one. We've got quite a lot to try and squeeze in on our Marvel display. Now what I'm going to try and do is get all of these modulars in situ, including the modulars up at the top. Now the monstrosity of an upload that was before this one, this is still filmed on the same day, so I still feel absolutely dreadful. We did this. So the shadow box has been relocated and we have put some of the vehicles and stuff on the inside, and of course I get all the characters and everything battling. Underneath that we have then got a sort of more of a horror section cube where we're going to have the Stranger Things. Then we've got the He-Man castle on the back left, obviously, as you're looking at it. Then on the back right, as you look at it, we are going to have the Snake Mountain, which is this huge big purple thing just here. But I have realised I made a little bit of a mistake. I actually ended the video before basically I needed to fall asleep. I haven't actually added the vehicles in or any of the other horror bits and pieces, so we're going to have to do that first to make some space for the table. The other thing that's going to have to move in this upload is the D&D castle. That needs to be rehomed somewhere. The Ninjago, we're going to have a month of January getting that all repaired because we are about 75–80% done on all of that. The Harry Potter stuff looks all right. That just needs to be populated. This looks a monstrosity because, well, I ripped it all out to do a comparison video for that. This table potentially will become free. We also have a lot of bits and pieces that we need to sort out over here, and of course actually be able to walk on the floor at some point, but that will all happen when the Ninjago bits and pieces are done. So plan of attack today: modulars in, lots of bits and pieces to move. We've obviously got all the roller coasters and all the other bits and pieces because this is a full-blown theme park display. But I don't like the fact that I've got modulars absolutely everywhere, and I want to have this as sort of more of a big New York-esque type thing. So with that being said, let's get to it. So like I said, there's going to be lots to move, and the first thing we need to do is get this little thing in situ, of course, with Hopper's vehicle that is just over there. So I'm going to place you back down here and hope for the best that you can actually see what is going on. We're in this cube just here, and we are, or we need to have this vehicle in situ because I was stupid and didn't add that in. Now, we were saying in the previous upload about colours of base plates. I will add base plates in at some point. I just don't know when. Now, all of these are custom. So we have got Leatherface, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and the Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. And I think that can tuck just there at the front. And then we can stand... we can just stand all of these up. These are amazing looking, amazing custom minifigures. These things really do look very, very good. So we can have you facing that way. Jobs are good. So that is those two in. And now it's just going to be a case of basically tidy the table as we go. I know you can't quite see my face, but we are going to start from here, work our way around, figure out where we're going to put all of these bits and pieces, and then get the next stuff in. Now, we don't... Ant-Man's vehicle, obviously, is going to stay. Now, we've got the characters from He-Man. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going with the He-Man sets. Then we've got Wednesday Addams, and then we got this one. These two probably can stay with the drop tower, to be honest. They can just be a little bit theming because they're not horrendously scary. So we will see what we can do. Some of the custom legs are awful. See, and some of them are fantastic. So she can just stay fallen over there. We've got some odd bits and pieces over here. Now I do believe we've got quite a lot of minifigures over here that we need to sort out as well. So I will put you up there, and I'll just run through the minifigures that we've got, because I do a load of shorts. So Harry Potter, Batman, 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 Batman. That's easy enough. So he can go there. Need the base plate for this one as well. I need a green base plate for this. I've run out of green base plates, which is not ideal. Luckily, I think the rest of the minifigures on the table are all Marvel, so we should be all right and get away with it, basically. Now, these need to actually live in here, so that would be simple enough. Can I get you on the car? I'll get you there. A lot of these minifigures are exclusive to this set. That's Alfred. Right, when I've actually got 2 hands and more time, we can actually have a proper go at that display. Now, moving on to the next thing that needs to be moved, we will come round here. And the D&D set is going to cause me a bit of a headache, because I think I'm going to have to put it here. I'm going to have to swap it with the Natural History Museum. I'm going to have to do that now, I think, so I don't get stuck. So I'll put you back. Put you back there. And then I need to just sort this out. It is not in the easiest of places. So when you're trying to make a diorama up and you're standing over a hatch, it's not exactly ideal, but it is what it is. Right, so if I put the History Museum there, so it's out of the way, D&D comes over, so it's out of the way, because that's going to be its own separate display somewhere else. And then I think we should be good. We should be good, but I've got boxes all over the floor. I can't really reach anything properly. Now, I've said this a couple of times, it's not finished this. I built the roof and I need to backtrack some of the bags to finish the fascia off. I did it all wrong, I know. But I needed to build the roof up to see if it would fit on the shelf that it was on. And it was an instant no. So this is also another reason why all of this is being changed and swapped, because these slants in this roof, the slopes, are an absolute pain in the backside. They are much steeper than you think. These sets are much taller than you think. And nothing ever goes to plan. So all I need to do is just get the D&D set on there, and then we'll be okay. Now this set does split up, doesn't it? Yes, it does. So that makes life a lot simpler to move. Forgot it splits up into 3, because don't forget, it is a game. So it is a pretty cool feature that you can do. So you can get some dice and actually play it as a role-playing game. Something I've never done, to be honest. It does look very good fun. I have, of course, got all of the minifigures that I got out and put over there to make a display with. And now I need to put them back somewhere so they don't get lost. So these poor minifigures are not having the greatest of times, to be honest. Right, nothing. I thought I was about to say nothing fell off apart from that one piece, but I managed to clip that back on. Maybe I don't, screw it. I'll just put the minifigures in here and then hope that we don't lose any pieces. So what's that? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10. I've got a full set. I've got 1 or 2 on the Ghostbuster Firehouse roof. Ow, and they can stay there because they look good up on there. So that's actually the minifigures with the D&D. Now I just need the accessories for the Dungeons and Dragons, which is the stuff that gets lost all the time. Have I got something else to put them in? Got to have something. I am ridiculously unorganised. Let's look. There we go. Empty bag. If it's good enough for new sets, it'll be good enough for this. I can tell I've lost so much weight, my trousers keep falling down. And the dab. That is dreadful. Dreadful, dreadful. Yes, I've got multiple layers on. I did explain the reason why in the uploads before. Because it's freezing cold now. So that is that. We will get over my fashion sense for today. Right. Lots and lots of little bits and pieces that are never ever going to be seen again or used. But we've got 4 grey base plates and 2 blue. So I don't know if I need the blue somewhere. I'm sure they'll get used. Right, spare pieces. Owl thing. Something else. They're living there. Table's nearly clear. And then we can crack on. So it's a Monkey Kid waterfall. What a beautiful thing this is. And again, decisions are going to have to be made with regards to what display that goes in. Right. So we have got greys, blues in there. I need to go when I can actually see the floor. I'll be able to get all the other base plates up. So we are ready to finally rock and roll with this display, and I am going to put you basically there and hope for the best that you can see. Now I have had this vision for a good while of having the Natural History Museum and the Haunted House next to each other, touching tips, sticky bricks, whatever you want to call it, because they are an Easter egg to Johnny Thunder, who is a 1997 character who was very, very popular when the sets were out, and it is a huge theme at all the Legoland parks, and they're the same colour. But I thought it'd be quite nice to bring the Haunted House over, because it wouldn't fit in there, and just see what it will do. Now, obviously that's a base plate and a half, and that thing's massive anyway. So I'm not 100% sure how we're going to get this in, but all we can do is try. And the problem we've got, I'm going to have to pull on it. Yeah, it needs to come forward anyway. Is right, it's now to the back of the table. So this is also extremely steep, and it does not like to play ball. Right. So the first thing I am going to move is this. Now again, huge problems with the ceiling. Huge problems with the ceiling height, and I've literally just ripped the top of it off. Come on. Oh, that's painful. That is painful. Right, that's scraping the roof. We're away from the roof. And we're off. Okay. Right, so this thing is, oh dear, very, very tall. What am I doing? This is so bad. Not exactly how I want to be standing, to be honest. So, Haunted House is coming over, and we're going to figure out exactly now where it is going to go. So, realistically, it can't go facing forward and coming back because it hits that. Now, depending on what we're doing with this, I could spin this round like so, which I think would look quite nice. There's a random Doctor Strange there. Now, if this came to there, and that went over, I don't know if it would block off the Ninjago. So if I spin it around this way, or moved it over a little bit more, not too sure. I know that's one of the best, well, it has to be the best place to put it. Just figuring out exactly where it goes, because this thing to your right is also very, very tall. It goes about there. So that is stepped, so you can see that perfectly. If I did that, it's just gonna block each other off, which I don't particularly want. But if I can give myself a base plate, can I get a base plate? Oh, almost. I took the rods off, these little spiky swords at the top. Do you know what I mean? Just, you know, said I'm off by 2 studs, which is not exactly ideal. But if I just took the spike off, I could go quite far over actually, I think. Hang on. What can we do with this? I just took that one off, and rested them there. How far over can we go? Go to there. Bring that back. So we could do that. Oh, I don't know which way is the best way to put this now. That's spun round. We get nowhere near as far back. Of course, we could potentially do it a slightly different way, but I wanted this at the end of, you can see how nice these two look together. I've never actually had them side by side. So what if we got that one away from the tower, brought that one over to the front, brought that one there, or stepped it back. We can have it either stepped like that or not. it needs to go basically directly in front of the Ninjago for the roof height, which if it goes staggered it would work, but this, because this is a base plate and a half, I can't get them both in. And I can't push this over the edge of the table to give myself any extra room because it hits the green. So it has to really face forward. I thought of all the things that was going to be simple, actually going to be placing these two. Unless I'm just being an absolute moron. What if it goes there, and then, oh, still got the same problem, haven't we? I can't get the Natural History Museum beside it. Have it close to it like so, which doesn't look right. I think the only thing that we're going to be able to do is something like that. How much space is that giving? Like a base plate there. That went there. That went there. Or they turn in and face each other. Do they turn in and face each other? And then we have a road plate space-ish down the middle. Does that go there? Does that spin there? Have another one to the back. It's not ideal. Oh, it's just so awkward. So I can't go over to the next table because that is exactly, well, it's a base plate from the Avengers tower. And I can't have this off this because I don't think it would look right. I wanted it as its own separate thing. This should be really, really simple. And it has been a right royal pain in the backside. That doesn't look too bad. Haunted house facing in. And the Natural History Museum. Now I could obviously spin this round the other way, but if I stand as I can see that alright. That doesn't look too bad actually. That's kind of given us, it's not 16 studs by any means, but it has given us a little bit of breathing space because I think we're going to be able to get in. I don't know how big that space is. I don't know how big this base plate is at the bottom. It's over a base plate. I'm not too sure it's a base plate and a half. But we've got a row that can go down there. Then we've got the little gap. I don't know whether just to leave. I don't know how to do. I could mimic the 16 by 32s and have the whole front of the table touching but facing forwards, and then the back row is just a long line facing in so we can see. But the big question is, what's next? What is next? Do we have the bank by the Avengers Tower? Told you this is going to be a long upload, but I didn't think it was going to take that long. But we've got the structure now, so that's fine. So we will have 1, 2, off by 3 studs. Figure something out for that. So I can't go, like I said, I can't go the other way. I haven't got any studdage to go the other way, I don't think. So that is not helpful, I know. Okay. Let's get you to a place where you can see, because this is getting really tricky. Getting tricky to place you somewhere, basically. I put you on top of a vehicle, so you can see the Natural History Museum through that gap, and the back of the haunted house. The chain's not attached because, well, the cats, when they're a kitten, wouldn't let me actually build it, which was very, very funny. I've still got the videos somewhere, so one day I will upload them so you can see just how difficult it was. But it does mean we can add that back up. We can add that back up. It's not over empowering the Ninjago, even though Ninjago is huge. It's by the History Museum, which I wanted. We could have a little gap in front of it and then just have the others touching, because we could have a graveyard queue line, which would possibly be half a base plate-ish. 1, 2, yeah, 2 and a bit. Going to lose just an awkward size shaped table, because we're going to lose a little bit on the front and the back, which is not what I want to be doing. I've just measured up the bit at the back and it's got the same problem as the bit at the front, standard. So we are coming off the Avengers Tower. So what are we going to put? What's a modular? What modular are we going to put just there? Now the bank's a corner unit, so that would work off the Natural History Museum, as we could carry on with the sort of Marvel theme wrapping all the way around. That wouldn't be an issue at all. And obviously the bank being an end piece, bank might look quite nice against a museum. I can't remember the last time I put a modular next to this. So we have got a cinema, a police station, we've got food, which is always a good thing. We've got the assembly square that needs to find a home somewhere. I don't know if the Natural History Museum and Assembly Square go side by side. I think we've got 2 and a bit base plates, so I don't know if that would work. And what is also going to go behind the Ghostbuster firehouse? How much space have we got behind there? So this is very, very much a trial and error upload, I'm afraid. Oh, I forgot about the corner garage as well. So again, we're wasting a little bit of space there, but I could. I know what I'll do is I'll get that in snug, and then I'll push the Ghostbuster firehouse back. So what would look nice as the same fascia? Jazz Club. It's got kind of the same windows. It's red and grey. and side on, I think that would look quite nice, because there's going to be nothing here really. So I could potentially make a longer line. Let's see if the jazz club works there, or is it just going to get absolutely swallowed. The jazz club is all the way over behind the loop coaster, so I'm going for a hike. The one thing I have lost now is the use of the shadow box from this side, so I'm going to have to just hope. I don't know if you're high enough, I don't know what you can see. Trousers are falling down again. Alright, that is just all Ninjago. Right, so it's not the easiest thing to get down, is it? This box is so big, it will just go on the floor where the set's going. I can't put it there because there's stuff in the way. I can't get the jazz club off until I get the natural assembly square off. Bugger. Okay. Feel that moving, that's not ideal. Right. Something does not feel happy with this. Not liking this at all. At all. Right, that is just out the way for now. That will do. You're out the way, and I can figure out exactly what is going to go on with that. This blue base paint can come back over here. Ninjago characters ready to add to the display. Now, of course, the other thing is, what am I putting up on this shelf? That is the big question, because I don't know. Basically, now what I had planned for up here, we tried. It looked okay-ish. It just didn't work amazingly well. I'm not going to get this in, am I? Oh. Awesome. I've literally got no... Oh, such a moron. Such a moron. Right, that. There. You can't see what's going on, so you're coming over. There. Right, this slots in. I see a ghost. Yes, I said that out loud. I can see a ghost. I'm not seeing. Right, you to me, you to there, which is nice. And then the Ghostbuster firehouse, I think might have, it does actually, it's the same word. That to there. That then brings me level at the front of the Ghostbuster firehouse. So we have a base plate and a half of space on that. The only thing is obviously it's steps, which I don't think looks too bad. I don't think it's going to be a problem either. But I think that looks nice. You've got the step down on the roof as well, so we can continue this, but continue the display with the Ghostbusters if need be up top. So that works. It's now what goes here. What is gonna go in this space just here? Right, I am gonna have to open up this, I'm afraid. I'm not taking this out. If I was professional enough, it would be edited. Nice little bit of music, but I'm not. Oh, nice little Christmas trees, and that's sweet. Right, so I have had the Ghostbuster Firehouse beside the Avengers Tower before, and that didn't work. And if we do get the X-Men Mansion, and we think the best place to put it is just there, then the bookshop just comes here, and then we're fine, because it will fit just there. Then now I can actually continue the road to the end of the Avengers Tower as like a wider footpath, and then it will get smaller. Do we put the assembly square there? Or do we put it by the History Museum? There's a big thing, isn't it, the assembly square? Whereas the others are sort of more individual, whereas you might get away with the assembly square being there. So let's see if we can get away with it being there before we move one of the other bits and pieces. So we know it's going to come in. Right, so that's the back of the table. No, it's not all the way over. So that's going to be annoying because we've got that little gap. But it's a base plate and a half, and it is the same length as the Ghostbuster Firehouse. I didn't actually think of that, so that could work to our advantage. The only thing is if I then brought this over by a little bit, if I can, come on, it swallowed. I don't think it will be. We took Loki off. Does that work against that? So we can't go two buildings. So it's going to have to be a base plate and a half. Oh, it has to be a base plate and a half, so we really haven't got much choice. That's going to have to come out. You're going to need to be rehomed again over here. Hopefully you're not getting motion sick. Right, I can actually chomp on this chocolate while fixing this. Fantastic. I'll just spin it around the other way. I think I can. No, I can't, can I? What can I do? With this, can I have them separate? Just need a bigger one in there. That fit. Yeah, it's not ideal, but we'll do, and we'll figure out what we can do with all of the others, because we want all sorts of minifigures dotted around on there. Now, I'm assuming all of this is square. Probably isn't. That's why this bit is kicking out. So what do I do? I could bring the Ghostbuster Firehouse all the way over. Oh god, this is so heavy. And then that's flush. That's flush to that table. If I brought that over, it leaves a gap. There's quite a big gap there. I think we have to make a custom path. I do like that though. I do like the fact that you can just walk down there all the way, and because these aren't too close together, I think that looks quite nice. But I'm thinking maybe having the History Museum the other side and have one or two of the smaller modulars there, which I think might look quite nice. This might get changed. I'll probably sleep on it and we'll do another upload, but it's just things like this of, because the table's off by 4 or 5 studs, which is the better look? Do you try and button it up as you go from left to right like that? We now get a full row plate in and stop. I could just put a custom path down there, to be honest. That's not too bad, and then it steps out. And I do like the step, because, well, I know it's just by mistake, but I think you can kind of see from here where one building stops and the next one starts, with the drop of the roof and things. So we've got quite a bit to get in, which is a slight worry, because we've got a base plate and a bit, and it's these bits that start to add up, and then we can't get them in. So I am currently moving the haunted house out the way. Natural History Museum is coming over next, which you're going to see. So make sure the camera pointing the right way. What is going to be going there? What are we going to put just there? Facing inwards, I think, would be the best way. Let me have a think. The battery's at 9%, so I can swap that over. And then we can put another modular in there and basically hope for the best. So these are our current options. We have got the garage as well, but I just don't think the garage is going to work over here at all, to be honest. So that might need its own separate home somewhere else. So as we have a corner unit and we've got a jazz club, might be quite nice to have the cinema, and then we can have a run of the bank in the corner. We can have the police station, because we can have all the break-ins and stuff happening over there. We can make some nice little dioramas of everything going on as Well, I've been looking for that tape measure for ages. Right. So we've got 2 corner units and 2 32 by 32s. Yeah. So we have the corner unit coming off the Natural History Museum. I think that would look quite nice. I think. Unless we put the corner unit at the corner by the palace. No, maybe we don't. Maybe we just have a straight line. So what would go first? Jazz club and food. Let's do that. Let's do the restaurant, which is one of the most beautiful modulars. This thing is just outstanding. Once they've all been honed, off camera or on camera, depending on how lazy I'm feeling, they are gonna get a good clean. We've got this olive green again, so if that went there, we had roughly the same size walkway in between everything. That looks nice. Get that all the way to the back. Yeah, that looks okay. And then this can come over. Now what I will do, oh, you're there anyway, aren't you? So let's measure base plate wise how many we can get in, and then pull these over that way, because that is 1. Oh, I really can't stand anywhere. So we got that room. So if we put these 2 in first, and then what we could do is we can pull the restaurant away a little bit from the jazz club, so maybe we can see the yellow a little bit more. We've got this nice little walkway just down here, and yeah, you can see how the table is actually bowing. Don't know what's been going on with those. This one I definitely haven't climbed on. Yeah, okay. So we are next thing next to the history museum. See, that looked quite nice as a double. It's gonna have to be police station and bank. That's the obvious. Ooh, that is just the obvious. So police station next. The bat symbol will be somewhere. We'll be keeping the bat symbol there as a bit of an Easter egg. So get you over to this side so you can see. It'll be easier. Pull that back there. And that goes, it does go to the back. That goes to the back, that's to the back. Oh, that is a nice strip, I like that. I like that. So we've got a couple of different ways we can have this. I think possibly the best way is that, because we will have the soaps and suds and the front door side by side, and you can see it. That comes to there, and you can still see the bank doors, because if it was spun the other way, that would be facing the wall and we could not see it, so we don't want that. That then comes over like so. So we have got this nice display coming on. So yeah, I've got this really nice run now, slowly coming together. I know I'm in slow motion at the moment, I do apologise, but it is what it is. And that just slots in there. That is exactly where I wanted it, because when this goes back, they will be stepped perfectly. And then the olive of the other one, I think, will look great. Yeah, so that's a bit better. So we've got a bit more room for the restaurant. That goes to the edge of the table. Yeah, there we go. So got that side on, which is what I wanted. You got the museum, it's finished, will look nice. And you've got those two, which is a nice run. These look great together. They really, really do look very, very good. There was a light on the table. Oh, I got it. And then we've got that there, and then we've got the gap now, so you can see the yellow part in the roof better of the jazz club. And you've got the detail, to be honest, at the back of this as well. So we can now see the back of the assembly square. That really hurt. And then we've got the front with the Avengers tower. And then obviously as you come up, you've got the haunted tower behind, where it looks like it's going into its own land, but it's still going to be Marvel-esque. And then we've got that little zigzaggy bit as well, which is perfect. So we have got more room than I thought we were going to have. Now, can I do what I wanted to do with the corner units and still see the units behind it? That is going to be the question, isn't it? So we have got a ghost. That ghost is with the haunted set. Now we're going to have a queue line in front, which is the hidden sides graveyard, which I've got somewhere, which is probably less than half a base plate wide. I'm currently, well, I was just about to grab the cinema. As a little bit of an Easter egg, we are still going to have the Batman symbol on top of the police station, even though it's more of a Marvel heavy themed. I don't care, because I think it would look great up here. And then we can have the bank robbery display, can't we? Yeah. We can have the ladder propped back up top here. We've got the bucket. We've got the check up here of the money. And then we've got this criminal, the employee, who goes down the chute to get all the money. Got this in front of the door. So there's all the displays that we're going to be making basically in a separate upload, because it's going to be this time again, if not longer, isn't it, of just adding all the minifigures and making it look really nice. So that's going to be the plan. I'm happy with this so far though. I'm liking how this looks. This needs a little bit of work just here, but we'll mess around with the birch books. To be fair, I can't really do too much with this section, so I've got the X-Men mansion, which will happen when it happens. So for now, I can just use it for my shorts, and obviously this space is for this table down here when it gets propped up. So that's perfect. That's perfect for me now. That's the space we've got. We have got 2 modulars, and to be fair, we've got over 2.5 base plates in space, looking at what we've got left. So the palace is definitely going in, obviously. I think what I'll do is give all these a good clean when we make the displays up. Now my plan, like I said, was to I have to go I think we can get away with that. I think. Obviously we could be silly and push them together, but that's not going to work at all. So you're not going to see the front or the side door, but you can still see the soaps and studs. In the next building, I should have a bit of a gap. This is going to be the one that I just don't know if it will work. So if it doesn't work, we'll have to use it somewhere else. So we'll have to wait and see. Now we have got some row plate just there, which we can put outside the front of the Ghostbuster firehouse. Now, at Universal, might be Islands of Adventure. Is it Islands of Adventure? Yeah, it is. Yes, Islands of Adventure, which has the nice log flume. Just by the log flume in their wet area, they actually have a petrol station pump, which looks like this. It looks pretty much exactly the same as this at the front. You got a fake pump and everything else, and then you actually, it's a toilet block. So that the different ways, aren't they? So they're going to have to go back to back. If they go back to back, it's going to have to go there. That's going to have to go there. And the problem is with that is the garage is too tall. You can't now see the bank. And if I put them around the other way, I don't think you'd see them the other way either. That I'm not happy with. They don't like that. How can I create the opening? It went like that. It went like that. We've got an opening. I just don't think it's just too chunky. This garage almost needs to be hidden. This much. Yeah, not ideal. Because this garage is too... Our garage is too big. And it won't make any difference if I brought the bank forward and put the palace at the end. Because the palace would go by the police station, obviously. So that would look quite smart actually, because it wouldn't have, it would hide the gap. But I just don't think the garage is going to work anyway. But we can swap the police station with the palace, pull the garage out, and figure out what else can go there, because there's other modulars that I don't own. We'll have to see. So let me just slowly climb back down there. That is there. Hey, where are you going? I'm getting attacked by Smudge at the moment. You're going down, Smudge. Hang on. Smudge, come. Down you go. Come. Down. Down. So clever. They've learnt to walk up and down the loft ladders, look. They are clever. Go on, keep going, because I need to get down there. Thanking you. Thanking. Yeah, because this bank is beautiful, it's just not as big. If that came to the front, yeah, you can see what I'm about to attempt to do. So that goes there, that goes there, that goes back there. Oh no, I can do the same thing, can't I? If I did that, you get the nice palace symbol. Oh, it doesn't matter, it just doesn't have a perfect line. But that's better because you can see that bit, because that's the front door. So, because this is a slightly different corner unit, what I'm going to do is pull all of these forward so they match, because I can't, the palace is door up and it hits the green thing again. So again, story of my life. But there, pull that out. Oh, too much. Oof, that's not happy. No, it's because the tables aren't level, are they, on that bit? So that'll get a bit of TLC later. But that's the bank looks alright there, because you get to see both sides. It's a beautiful looking thing. You can see into there. So we had, I suppose realistically, where's the bank there? What we want to do is have one there. So whatever we do, we have another one completely separate, so we can see through a good gap there, because we're not going to squeeze in one there and whatever else. So that just went there, left that as a path, that's a graveyard, and I think that is how that's going to have to be left, I think. So we are successful-ish. It's just that garage. See, that looks really clean from there. That does look very, very nice. And then obviously we've got all these bits and pieces here to make displays with. So let's just recap what I need to do. Oh, hang on. First thing I need to do, as this is here, is we can actually add in the next bit of road, which is perfect. So that's the next bit. That is pretty much flush to the edge. And then we've got a 32 stud base plate just there, which we're not going to have. We're not going to use. The birch bricks will go here, so you can still see through, because that's the advantage of the 16 by 32s, because you've got all of those just here. We have got the road that basically is just a little bit of an L shape, which is perfect because that mimics again all the roads and everything from Universal Studios. Then we've got good length with regards to that next to that. I think it works, and to be honest, the Avengers get used so much in the new Disney Lego movie, that 55-minute episode. The assembly square is very important, so the fact that that is now literally next to the Avengers Tower, I think it's a little bit of an Easter egg. So if you've not seen that show, then you're going to have to try and keep your eyes peeled for it. And then we've added this in, which I think looks nice. I need to get some better lighting over on this side, and then you can see what we've done there. Figure out what we're going to do with that. Depends on how big the graveyard bit's going to be. But I do like the jazz club tucked in just there. I don't think it looks lost. So what we've got and gained currently is we've got a table for something. We're going to have a cube down there for something, or that cube's taken, and we're going to have space underneath that. So as it stands at the moment, that shelf's free. So the garage can go up there, which is fine. I know I said I wanted all of the modulars together, but I just don't know where that garage can go. But the next thing is I don't know what we can put on the shelf, and I'm going to have to put something up on the shelf because it looks, well, naked. The D&D could go up on the shelf. It would fit, to be honest. Don't know if that would look weird, castle next to castle. Option. But this is a future project. That needs to be tidied up, either in the next upload or the upload after, depending on if I'm going to be making displays, which I quite fancy doing, to be honest. We might do that in the next upload, so it follows the trail, and I just want to get as much done as I can before January, and then we can crack on with the Ninjago stuff. Now I bet I've been waffling on for close to an hour, and I am exhausted now, so that is it, and I am done. I'm happy with the layout. Potentially one or two of the modulars might swap, so we could pull maybe a diner out and just make it whatever, but I do like the fact that we've got this little strip of these three, so I think those three work all right there, to be honest. And then obviously you've got the Daily Bugle. Like I said, if the X-Men Mansion is going to go anywhere, it will go just here. That unit goes where the blue one is, going across, so that's fine. We'll tidy up the white bit, and then we've got a nice little zigzag of whatever it is that we want to do. And of course we've got the little tiny little builds like this, which we can just add in, because obviously the whole thing's supposed to be a big theme park, whereas at the moment it looks like it's an absolute enormous mess. But it's looking a little bit better after today, and I do like, the more I look at that, the more I really like those two and that as well. So those three look really clean. Just need to sort out that one in the bottom right hand corner. But that is it, guys, again, and I am done. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll catch you next one. Ta-da.